I am live reacting to the Avengers Doomsday official trailer, and Doomsday is coming out December 18th. I am a huge Marvel fan. I've been a huge Marvel fan. For those that do not know, I have not posted on YouTube yet, but I have been live reacting to X-Men 97, Season 2. I was a huge fan of Season 1. I'm a huge fan of Season 2 right now, and I've been posting the episodes as soon as the episodes drop. So that's on my Patreon. You can find that in the video description below. But besides that, I just want to speak on I am a huge fan of the MCU. Have I been a huge fan of the MCU after the Infinity Saga? Not really. I'm going to just tell you straight out, not really. But I feel like Doomsday is a part of the Infinity Saga. So this is my first time watching this, and I wanted to watch it with you guys. So I hope you're ready. If you haven't, please like, share, subscribe. And if you want to watch me on anything else or have a better experience with my live reaction, go to the video description below and hit that button. Other than that, let's get started.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
Oh man. The Avengers Tower?
Warriors in my time. You're far stronger than all of us put together. And they died.
Name more?
Died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one.
Yes. They brought Shang-Chi back.
Everything that they sacrifice will be for nothing if we do not stand together. Put aside your petty squabbles. Presume nothing except this. If you return, you will return as brothers and sisters. You mark my words. We're going to need a miracle. Hey, pal. It's not possible.
Okay. I don't know what to really think. I don't know what to really think. We gotta kind of start from the beginning, I would say. It's probably best to start from the beginning. It's probably best to start from the beginning. So let's slow this down. We gotta slow it down. We have to. Let's slow it down. So, Xavier's School of Gifted Youngsters. Obviously, this is a callback to the original X-Men within the Fox universe. They're making their way, but it does look like what's happening.
Something's coming.
What it looks like happens is that Doctor Doom is traveling the multiverse. And basically the story of Avengers Doomsday, we all have to recognize there are no clues about Doctor Doom except in Wakanda 2. That's the only actual evidence of Doom ever existing. I think there's one more, but I forgot. Anyway, that's pointless. Kang has always been the lead up villain. Kang was the lead up villain. Kang is supposed to be featured in this movie. Jonathan Majors, that's done. So Doom coming out of nowhere and the multiverse saga and how it was moving, it was all towards Kang, but they replaced it with Doom. And for those that do not know, Doom is traveling the multiverse. And apparently in the comics, he was murdering Molecule Man. I believe that's his name, Molecule Man. And when he was murdering Molecule Man, he was also taking pieces of power from said universe or the Molecule Man overall. Molecule Man happens to be one of the most OP characters of all time. Without him, basically the universe ceases to exist or something like that. But he decided, in order to balance whatever was happening, according to him, destroy these guys, take their power, consume it for himself. And then he creates like Battle World and stuff like that, from what I know. I think this is what's happening. I think he's traveling the multiverse and he's going through each phase of it. And at this point, he's basically going through and he's like, yo, I'm going to destroy maybe, I would say he's probably going around and destroying all the anchors of each, I would say, timeline. And when you do that, when you destroy the anchor of the timeline, I forgot what they were called in MCU. It's been so long since I started watching it. But overall, it's like, yo, take them out, you steal the power of the universe, most likely. So they're supplanting Molecule Man from it. Now, this is the new Avengers Tower, which is pretty cool. And then you see Thor behind the Fantastic Four. So the Fantastic Four, also, their drip is crazy. The Fantastic Four ends up meeting the new Avengers. Scott Lang wasn't actually part of the new Avengers at all. He just wasn't there. The last time we heard about him was when he fought Kang. So we're looking at the new Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and I would say the previous two people from the old Avengers. Thor is basically saying, yo, I'm not scared of many things. Thanos was a great threat, but he's referring to Doom being one of the biggest threats and one of the most scariest threats of all time because of what he can do. So a lot of this also points to the comics of the Beyonders, or the Beyonder being a factor within Doctor Doom's plans as well. And this is how there's going to be multiple, what did they call it when two worlds are colliding? I forgot. But anyway, we see Shuri, we see Namor. They're back at it by beefing with each other. She obviously needs his help. She probably came there to like ask for it. Thor, in my mind, he's going through the multiverse a little bit. Maybe we don't know how just yet. Maybe like his axe is allowing him to go into different time, like places of time, because right now this debris kind of looks like Xavier's Institute for Gifted Children, the youngster. And it looks like Doom was here, destroyed whatever he destroyed, took out their timelines, whatever. Like, you can see this is all taking place in the X-Men universe of Fox. Also, I love that Cyclops has his unique uniform from the 90s. Then you have Gambit versus Shang-Chi. I'm going to put it right. I'm going to say this right now. Shang-Chi deserved a second movie. I understand the first movie was great until probably the later half, like at the very end. But I'm going to tell you right now, that movie was exciting. It was great. It was good. And it's been about like 5 years since that movie came out. They deserved another movie. 1000%. But he seems to also have come to this timeline, possibly with Thor. He's fighting Gambit. Gambit is going to be a part of that universe where we just saw Cyclops. So they're fighting in the X Mansion. We don't know why they're fighting. It's most likely, hey, this is an awesome shot, by the way. And that's Channing Tatum, by the way. Love that he's in there. To me, it looks like Thor, Shang-Chi, X-Men don't know who they are. They invaded the X-Mansion, and it's like, what are you doing here? And they just started fighting. So this is kind of like a friendly fight, I would say. But Shang-Chi looks amazing. Gambit looks amazing. This is the weirdest part. So we have Loki, and I watched the Loki TV series, and he basically becomes the god of lies. So it's like the god of storytellers or storytelling. So basically he ended up meshing all the timelines together and creating a time of Yggdrasil. And he's in control of it. So basically Loki's the most powerful being in the universe besides like the one above all and the living tribunal, I would say, because he's in control of multiple, I wouldn't say there's multiple, but he's in charge of eternity. He's in charge of like all these other gods that are he's way stronger right now than a celestial, which are considered gods that create and destroy universes all the time, capable of black holes and creating universe. Like they can do anything, literally almost anything. The living tribunal, most likely not. The one above all, most likely not. But he's kind of up there because he's in control of all timelines. He can dictate what's going to happen or destroy a timeline if he's so pleased. So it's like when we talk about Kang being this fearful guy that goes around through timelines and controls this and controls that. Basically, Loki's at the forefront where like he could just erase any timelines that he so pleased at any point. That's what Loki season 2 ended on. So he's the god of storytelling, of stories. Why is he a TVA member right now? I have no idea. That's very interesting as well. Now we're seeing water, and it looks like maybe the water is being split open by Namor and his people so that Shuri can come through and meet with him. And that's when we see like Namor and Shuri meet up and they go into like attack mode. So talks basically break down. But I think the water itself is being pushed back so that Shuri can enter into their temple. Also, this is a great way of probably saying this is also where the Fantastic Four and the new Avengers come into play as well with Shuri. It could also be that Sue Storm is pushing the water back with her powers. We don't know where her powers are after her son had brought her back to life. Because her son, I forgot his name, but he's like a super god. Like he's like a super being. He actually made Galactus his herald, which is very scary. So Doctor Doom in the Battle World comic series, and when he's like accumulating all this power, he's also using the two kids of Sue Storm and Reed Richards. And you can see, I think, what was his name? I forgot his name. So Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman's son, he can create multiverses. He can create universes itself as well. He's capable of greatness. Like he's insanely powerful. And that's why Galactus wanted him to take his place, because he doesn't want to feel hunger anymore. So she's extremely strong, maybe at this point. But it's crazy to see that, they're in alliance. The new Avengers are here with the Fantastic Four. And then they see Mystique. Also, this might be top 10 most ugly Mystiques I've ever seen in my life. The girl from the first X-Men was amazing. I even think Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique was amazing. This looks terrible. I don't know if it's just the person behind it, but it just doesn't look good. I'm just going to point that out. But what this does mean is that the reason why Thor, Shang-Chi, the new Avengers, and them are here in this timeline, or I would say this universe, is because Reed found a way to go into the main universe that is the MCU, and he's traveling to this universe for something. We just don't know what. But Reed probably is thinking this is where Doom is heading. This is like he probably found like a trace in the timeline where Doom is basically going, and then they follow him there. And then the X-Men, obviously she turns into it's just a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. I can't believe these guys are still like alive. It's so beautiful to have these guys come together, especially with X-Men 97 season 2, just being what it is about Xavier and Magnus and them and their relationship, and how Mag basically, if you haven't watched the last episode, something happens to him and Charles is trying to make sense of it all. So it's like, it's really exciting to see this unfold. It's really great. You got Scott with his daughter. And this is kind of weird because it's like the Human Torch, Johnny. I don't know if he's hugging his nephew or maybe his niece. The niece hasn't been shown just yet, but she's like a super strategist, and that's why Doom uses her for counsel through all of this madness. So I wonder what's happening, but she looks great. She looks great because she was pregnant in the last movie. You got our boy. Look at Gambit flipping off. So who was that? There was multiple people when he swings his staff down. Okay, so that looked like Sam, top left. There's Reed Richards at the right, and I think in the back looks like Johnny, or it might be Sue. And then you see Cyclops. Basically, something happens where Doctor Doom probably shows up and destroys the X-Mansion, and everybody like dips, or they're still there and they haven't been found yet. And Cyclops is like, he's the Boy Scout of the X-Men. He's the leader probably of the X-Men, even though they're like kind of dead, because that's a Sentinel in the background, I believe. So it's just overall accumulating like despair happening. And he's like letting off. See Storm, Sue, she's fighting Namor because Namor does end up there. And then you see this. So this is very interesting. Thor, so they tried to call back when Thor ended up slamming his hammer on the ground in Wakanda to defeat like the I forgot what those things were called that Thanos had in his army. But this is also a callback to when Thor was like, yo, aim for the head, right? Like when Thanos said you should have aimed for the head. That way he wouldn't have been able to snap. Thor is trying to like make sure he aims for the head this time. So he goes up, does this move, and then Doom just blocks the axe with two fingers. Like if he was Goku versus Trunks when Goku came back from Yardril, right? Like he just blocks it himself. This is most likely because Doom has taken whatever power he's come back from these universes, from whoever. It could be Molecule Man or it could be the anchors of those timelines. And he's put them into himself. And this power now resides within him. So a lot of people who don't understand what's going on, because the trailer doesn't really say it, there's a reason why he's this powerful. Now, is Doom ultimately a really strong character? Yes. He is extremely smart. Extremely smart. Almost on par with Reed Richards, right? But the thing is, he's also extremely knowledgeable in mystic arts. And he infuses that into his technology. So what he's capable of doing on his own is really dope, but he's able to ascend to a level because of what he's garnering from these other universes. And that power itself is in him plus everything else he has. So this is why he's strong enough to block Thor's axe with two fingers. Now, you may be wondering, that doesn't kind of make sense either. Think about when we were speaking to Kang in Ant-Man 3. Kang was like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "Yo, I'm part of the Avengers." And he was like, "Have I killed you before? Are you this one? Are you that one?" And it shows that Kang, with his advanced technology that he has stolen from the past and the future, because he is a future person who just started stealing tech, he was able to kill people like Thor just off of the tech alone. So this is what I'm saying. It's like, if technology is advanced enough and magic is powering it like strange magic, and then, he has the culmination or the accumulation of other anchors or molecule man power, he's just really OP right now. Like, he's way stronger than Thanos by a lot. And this is great because this is the first time we see Robert Downey Jr. in the Doom mask, but also we've never really had a really good Doom. Our Dooms have honestly looked super bad. The closest we've got to a great Doom was the original Fantastic Four movie with Jessica Alba. But even then, the way he became Doom was like his body started turning into metal. That's not really the origin of Doom. His face is just crazy bad. And he wears the mask to cover it. That's really it. But you can see Thor like really trying. This is a really good I wouldn't say this is a really good trailer though. All right, so Mjolnir is back. Mjolnir is back. We don't know what really happened with it, if I remember correctly, with Thor Love and Thunder. It was kind of like Hela broke it. Jane ended up putting it back together. She became Thor, essentially. She got cancer. Mjolnir kept her alive. And then after she used the hammer to become destroyed again to save Thor's life from this guy. I forgot this guy's name. Gore. And we don't really know what happened with the hammer, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm misremembering something, but I know they saw eternity, and then after that, it was just like done. And he just kept Stormbreaker. So Mjolnir coming back is significant. It's very interesting because Thor is like, it can't be, right? And it shows that Cap has always been worthy. He just chose not to do it in Ultron. But here's the thing. Cap is back. So a lot of what probably is happening right now is because of Cap's decision in Endgame. He ended up taking the stones and he started to put them back in the places that the Avengers took them from. But the issue is, he never came back. He never came back. And because he never came back, he might have messed up the timeline so bad for everybody else. And this might be a huge portion of the movie where Cap's selfishness has put all the timelines in danger because he's not supposed to be there. He wasn't supposed to be there with Peggy. That he was supposed to come back and he never did. So him being here also shows that the multiverse itself, it was supposed to be falling apart, but Loki made it come back together and he kept it together. But for some reason, Doom is now taking advantage in a way where like these multiverses or the timelines itself are like intersecting in a way, or the like people are coming back. The people that are supposed to be here are coming back now. And it's people that are not supposed to be there are having an effect because Maybe this is like part of Loki's plan too. Who knows? But it's good to see that we have Cap. He looks insanely different. Like he doesn't look like the super soldier serum is working on him at all right now. He looks so scrawny. But this is Avengers Doomsday, and I really don't know what to say about it. I really wonder what's going to happen moving forward. Am I excited about it? I would say I'm very excited for Doom. Am I ecstatic about it? I'd probably say no. I think there's a lot of good things happening, but I think this story is going to suffer just a little bit. I think because of the Kang issue and the multiverse issue and how like everything has really just taken a toll. I think they should have kept Jonathan Majors, especially because he wasn't assumed guilty for actually like abusing this woman at all. He was guilty of something else, but it wasn't like what they should have fired him for. From what I remember, they should have stuck to the King storyline. I think it would have been way better. And I think supplanting Doom in kind of wastes the villain. And then adding Robert Downey Jr., who's supposed to be like this forever loving Iron Man, and making him Doom kind of creates like theories that don't necessarily make sense. Like in Avengers Endgame, we had Tony talk to his dad and ask him about a kid. And apparently now it's like Tony was adopted, but this kid that's about to be born was actually supposed to be a girl. It's like a whole bunch of theory crafting that now has to happen, and now people are looking into past movies to see what Doom details they could have found. But there really aren't any except in Wakanda too. So it's like, oh man. It's kind of like they have this dump like this garbage that they have to put out on Thursday, and they don't want it to stink. So they've replaced the garbage with like a new garbage bag, and they put like uh air fresheners on the garbage. And it was just like, all right, enjoy this. And I think that's what's going to happen. Maybe it's like a really pessimistic way of thinking about this, but I haven't had much hope during the multiverse saga. There's been a couple good TV shows. There's been like 2 good movies that I can think of out of how many that they've put out since the multiverse started. It's really hard for me to get into this right now, especially when I'm such a huge fan. Um, I think this is just a really good way of ending the multiverse. If this is the first movie and they come out with a second one, I do hope that they end up going, "Hey, this is going to reset everything." And maybe we can start getting into Avengers versus X-Men. I'm not even joking. It's a really good comic. Maybe we could work towards that. Maybe we could start seeing the X-Men on screen how they're supposed to be. I really just want to get to a point during the MCU where people like Blade are treated immaculately. And, you know, the Eternals get a rework, kind of. Because the Eternal movie is not bad. It's just the way that they said what the Eternals were was bad. That's not Eternals are not androids or robots. So I definitely want to see where some of this stuff goes, and I'm pretty excited. I know I'm just yapping, but I'm a really big fan of Avengers, and I'm a really big fan of X-Men. I'm a really, really big fan of X-Men. I just want to see these things done right. You know, obviously Marvel has not lived up to their name since Infinity Saga ended. And I think that's really important for them to like understand and remember, and not to go backwards and hope to get that same flame when the flame burned as hot as it could. You kind of want to look now for something new and digestive and exciting and awesome. And you don't want to just keep throwing things in our face that seem like it's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Once you start diving into fan service, it kind of becomes like Dragon Ball Heroes. You don't want to watch it because it's storytelling. You want to watch it because some of the things that you have always wanted in a movie are there. And that doesn't really make a good movie or a good series of movies something to look forward to. It's just entertainment at that. You're just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. So, it looks like they're putting a lot of effort into this. This trailer is not too great, but we'll see. We'll see. So, guys, I love you so much. If you haven't joined my Patreon, please do. I'm always doing reactions now, and I'm really having a lot of fun. So, if not, I will see you guys in the next video. Down out, guys. See you later. Bye.